JT Show.
What's going on, Smashers, and welcome to another episode of the Smash JT Show, my weekly episodic adventure discussing divisive issues in the video game industry and beyond sometimes. It airs every Friday, and like always, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You enjoy what I'm doing here, smash that like button, and let's just jump right into it. For this week's episode, we're going to focus on Link's Awakening being remastered for the Nintendo Switch, and a little bit of controversy that's kind of popped up since the Nintendo Direct about how some people aren't a big fan of the art style, which is not me. I don't understand where they're coming from, but we're going to talk about that. In addition to that, we're also going to talk about remakes and remasters and deluxe editions and special editions, and when these games come to a new console in a new era, how it's justified, when it's justified, why they do it, and how they go about doing it. Starting off with Link's Awakening, if you didn't see my reaction to the Nintendo Direct when they first announced it, it brought me to tears. Like, literally. I was crying on the stream. Tears of joy. Tears of a grown-ass adult watching my childhood be remade, remastered into the new era, seeing all these memories come flooding back in. It was all too much for me to take in all at once. As far as the gameplay style is considered, it looks to be in the same vein of Zelda Link Between Worlds, which was kind of like a sequel to Link to the Past. As far as this game, Link's Awakening, is concerned, it didn't look like a typical straight down, top down, but more of like a 3/4 view angle. I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. As far as the actual graphic style, I love it. I'm not really sure where the hate's coming in, why people don't like it. Yes, they're simplistic, but have you seen the graphics from the original Game Boy Link's Awakening? I mean, they're some of the most basic graphics you'll ever see in a Zelda game. So I can see why Nintendo went with the simplistic graphics, trying to recreate what Link's Awakening presented to the gamer as they played through it. Yeah, it's basic, but that's what Link's Awakening kind of encompasses. The basic Zelda at its core. The dungeons, the picking up items to progress, the finding different routes to go through the game, talking to the townspeople, the chain chomps, the Goombas. Look, if you haven't played Link's Awakening, none of that will make sense. But for those of us who have played through and beaten the game, not giving away any spoilers, as far as the actual game itself, as you know, I can't wait for it, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the graphic presentation style. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I want to move on to the grand question of when it's time to remake or remaster a game, because before the Nintendo Direct, we were talking about what our hopes and expectations and dreams were. A lot of people were saying that they were hoping that Mario Sunshine HD would finally get announced, or Super Mario 64 would finally get announced to be remade on the Nintendo Switch. But at what point do we not need those games, because on the actual console they were made for, they were good enough? And that's something that could be argued, especially on the N64, because they remade Zelda Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, but it made sense for that. They remade Mario 64 on the DS back when that first launched, so these games have been remade, but are they necessary to be remade yet again? Or, looking at Sunshine, remade in the first place? Because for those of us who have played Sunshine, the graphic presentation is awesome. The gameplay is great. I know a lot of people don't necessarily love Sunshine. I think it's awesome, but I don't like the control scheme that you can't change. Outside of that, it's a really good game. As far as Mario Sunshine, though, would you want Nintendo to make Mario Sunshine on the Switch? Or would you rather them pour their efforts into developing a game that's brand new, a Mario that's not being remade, a brand new one that doesn't exist, like Mario Odyssey 2 or Galaxy 3 or hell, even Mario Sunshine 2? There's a lot of different directions Nintendo could go. When considering remaking a game, you're also taking away, sometimes, assets from a company that could be used towards making a brand new one. So always consider that when wanting a game to be remade. Do you really want it remade, or do you just think you want it to be remade? It's a good question, and sometimes you gotta be really honest with yourself, because people get caught up in the hype, but when it comes down to it, sometimes they really don't want the game, they just think they want the game. Let me know your thoughts on that situation. I'd be very interested to hear where you stand on Zelda being remade on the Switch, and what you think about remakes in general. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you only want specific ones? Let me know. And as for the smashing game of the week, man, they announced Tetris 99 at that same Nintendo Direct that they announced Link's Awakening being remade, and Tetris 99, if you haven't played it yet on the Nintendo Switch, I mean, it's a free download. You need to have the Nintendo online service, but if you have an internet, you have the online service, download it. Play it. If you like puzzle games just a little bit, everyone's played Tetris, so you know what you're getting with it. But holy crap, it's intense, it's crazy, it's nuts, it's most of all addicting. I mean, I was playing this game 4 straight hours last night. Like, honestly, I couldn't stop playing it. I was addicted. It's been a long time since a game captured my attention and hooked me for as long as Tetris 99 did. The game is fantastic. You never know what you're gonna get as far as players you're competing against. So the game itself is a blast. It's basically a battle royale style of a puzzle game, which I never could have imagined working in this lifetime, but here it is in front of us. It's a blast to play. It's free. I don't see a reason why anybody who enjoyed Tetris just a little bit, who has a Nintendo Switch, has not played this game yet. As far as me, 4 hours of playing it, the closest I got to being number 1 is 5th place. So I'm happy with 5th place, but it also makes me want to go back for more to see if I can get that elusive 1st place finish. I don't know what happens when you do. I'm very interested to see, and I'm going to keep trying until I do, and then once I do, I'm probably going to keep playing it because I'm very addicted to playing it. But in addition to Tetris, I'm also still hooked on Wargroove, which is another fantastic game. Holy crap, it's a great time to be a gamer. And that's where I'm going to leave this week's episode. Again, I want to say a special thank you to all these Patreons that help assist with monthly pledges to this channel and support me for what I'm doing here. If you're interested in joining them for as little as $1 per month, I'll put the link right there on the screen now. And again, if you haven't already subscribed, you enjoy what I'm doing here, hit that subscribe button. And if you missed last week's episode, I'll put it right on my face here. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.